What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome to another episode of The Drop. I hope this video does find you well, and today we are going to be talking about all of the hottest games that are coming out across the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC this week, and surprisingly, considering that it is the week before E3, there are a good many. Starting things off this week, we have Onrush coming out on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Race, smash, and take down your opponents in Onrush, a refreshing break from the norm action arcade racing. Dare to be reckless and win at all costs as you enter into Onrush, the world's most celebrated and globally streamed extreme sport. Onrush catapults you into the heart of the action as you chase down vehicles in vibrant, multi-layered landscapes that will thrill, excite, and encourage players to perform the most extravagant takedowns. Win as a team and defeat all to show the world you have what it takes to become the Onrush champion. So this is a game that I played in open beta a couple of weeks back, and I must say that I was pretty impressed with what I saw. Overall, it does have a very definitive MotorStorm kind of vibe to it. It is very action-packed. There's a lot of thrill there. Of course, the jumps and the excitement that you got from MotorStorm don't necessarily hit the levels that franchise brought to the table, but Onrush certainly does kind of marry the franchises of Burnout with MotorStorm and with a little bit of Need for Speed and some action arcade stuff in there. It's a really interesting kind of game. Overall, as an action arcade racer, it's fine to begin with, but whenever you're talking about a full-priced game, a $60 title, I don't know that Onrush necessarily checks all of the boxes that it does need to check to justify that huge price. So this is a game that I could justify being around 30 or 40 bucks. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know what all went into the development on the back end of this, but it just doesn't feel or play like a $60 title. Again, that's just my opinion, but that's what I'm kind of getting from the open beta. So if you are looking for an action arcade racer, Onrush is certainly a fantastic option that does bring a lot of new ideas to the table, but when it comes down to it, I'm not sure that it justifies spending $60 on this game specifically. So if you are really looking for that kind of experience, or if you are going to try it to begin with, then maybe it's worth it for you. Just for me, not gonna be 60. Next up, we have Vampyr coming out on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. London, 1918. You are a newly turned vampire, Dr. Jonathan Reed. As a doctor, you must find a cure to save the city's flu-ravaged citizens. As a vampire, you are cursed to feed on those who you vowed to heal. Will you embrace the monster within, survive, and fight against vampire hunters, undead skulls, and other supernatural creatures? Use your unholy powers to manipulate and delve into the lives of those around you to decide who will be your next victim. Struggle to live with your decisions, your actions will save or doom London. So when you're checking out the trailer, it certainly is an interesting kind of title. I was shocked to see that it was actually coming out because I don't think the marketing has been great for this game. I haven't seen it anywhere. Maybe I just don't pay attention to what is going on within the gaming industry, but if anybody should have known it was coming out, it probably should have been me because I do this video series every week. However, I do like what I am seeing, and I like the idea of you being able to shape the future of London based off of your choices. Of course, this is one that I might give a rent to, see if it's something I could be more interested in than I already am. But for right now, I think I'm going to give this one a pass. However, if you are a big fan of vampires, if you're into this kind of story-based kind of gameplay, then you might want to check out Vampyr when it hits the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC later on this week. Next up, we've got Shaq-Fu, a Legend Reborn, coming out on the PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. The world is on the brink of disaster. Demonic celebrities have taken over the planet. Only one man can save us, a poor Chinese orphan named Shaq-Fei-Hung. In Shaq-Fu, players take control of the unstoppable Shaquille O'Neal as he fights his way through the hordes of hell and Hollywood, defeat dozens of enemies as Shaq learns new moves, travels to unique locations, and battles the legions of the damned. At the end of each journey, Shaq must face down a powerful boss ripped straight from the tabloid headlines and bent on our destruction. Will he triumph? Of course he will. It is Shaquille O'Neal. So when it comes to this game, I'm relatively interested to see where it goes. For those that don't know, the original Shaq-Fu was deemed one of the worst games, if not the worst game of all time. So back in 1994, that was unacceptable. Now in 2018, certainly even more unacceptable. So if Shaq-Fu, a Legend Reborn, can in fact redeem the name of Shaq-Fu, then it could be a pretty cool little niche cult classic title if it does pan out. Now, with that being said, I'm not a big fan of the gameplay. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I don't know that this is going to be a good game in general. However, it can't be worse than the original. So if you are a big fan of Shaq, if you are a big fan of Shaq-Fu, then you might want to check out Shaq-Fu, a Legend Reborn when it comes out this week on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Switch. And to wrap up the main games of the week, we have Shape of the World coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, the PC, and the Nintendo Switch. Shape of the World is an exploration game where a rich and colorful world grows around you. This is a relaxing and interactive escape about getting yourself pleasantly lost. Your presence is the driving force behind the procedurally populated environment, amble through a dreamlike forest, aquatic caves, and peaceful shores. So I thought that I would mention this game because it certainly is an interesting concept to see that a game is coming out in 2018 that has no missions, no stories, nothing like that. Of course, this is not something that is necessarily rare in today's day and age, but this one definitely stands out because of its art style. I saw somebody joking around in the YouTube comment section of the trailer that said it was almost like the developer ran into a bug where textures popped in once you kind of got closer to whatever object it was, and they just made it a feature of the game. However, when it comes down to it, this is a pretty interesting and beautiful looking game. So if you have a Switch, if you're on the PC, PS4, Xbox One, whatever you might be on, and you're looking for a game that you can kind of wander around, explore, something that isn't as high octane as your Fortnite or your PUBG, you might want to check out Shape of the World because it is a beautiful experience. And to wrap things up this week, we have some honorable mentions. First off, Origami Shadow Edition is coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC because it comes with a piece of DLC that is dropping this week by the name of Nightfall. So you get that and the base game within that Shadow Edition, or you can just get the DLC if you've already bought the base game. Next up, we have Heimrich coming out on the PS4 and the Xbox One, a kind of word-based interesting puzzle game that has a beautiful art style that I thought I would show you guys because it may be something worth picking up. And finally, Shantae Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition is coming out on the Switch, and I swear I talk about this game at least 3 times per month, and here we are again. Maybe it's the fact that I get it from the GameSpot upcoming games list, who knows, but here it is, again, on the Switch. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode of The Drop. If you did, drop me a like down below, and if you happen to be new to the YouTube channel, I upload videos like this with varying topics throughout the week, and I host a live morning show every single weekday morning live at 7 o'clock in the morning. Did I mention that it is live? However, there's also going to be a ton of E3 content coverage kicking off this Saturday and going for the next week. Get hyped up for that, and you can follow me over on mixer.com/Samuel Adams to know when I go live with that coverage. But of course, videos will be over here as well. Enough of my rambling. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I will talk to you soon. Peace.